Once Central Park was a thriving black town. Yo, Chuck, I'm fighting the power right now. Thanks to you, Flav and P.E. Putting it down, putting your life on the line so I can rap now. The next generation still singing Fight the Power.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be.
Police think they Wayne, 6'9" over the law. Wanna give us short sticks, but we really need a long. To the boys in the hood, ducking bullets and batons. From boys in the hood, triple K's on their arm. 4 fingers on my palm, screaming fight. Change the policy, defund, buy back our property. You love Black Panther, but not Fred Hampton. Word to the Howards and the Aggies and the Hamptons. They book us, won't book us, I'm Booker. T. Washington, George Kill for 20. Think about it, that's 2,000 pennies. The value black life, the cost of going to Wendy's for a 4-quarter burger. Ended in murder. Fight for Brianna and the pain of her mama. Gotta fight
the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be.
Yeah, generations is how long we've been at war. The revolution on all platforms. You break a man's mind in his backyard. Solidarity is what I'm wearing all black for. For comrades who don't fought without me. It's not to try and change our thoughts about me or to redirect your reports about me. Dear white people, you should take a course about me. Cause is it the long 4-finger ring, the sciences of the arts, the songs we can sing? I really wanna know why y'all so scared. Probably cause the promised land we almost scared. But look, I think of images that fuel my youth. Interviews by Craig Hodges and Abdul Raouf. Examples like Olympic black power salutes and Panther truths. I saw as I pursued my truth. If racism is a cancer, black thought's the answer. Gotta get up off the back porch, emancipate your mind, get your bodies back from ransom. Come on! And all black hands up for the anthem.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Yo, check this out, man.
Bring that beat back, man. 2, 3, 4, hit it.
People, stronger than this evil. Smashing your power structure, melanin royal regal. System designed to kill and unprotect. Worldwide hit the streets just to get some respect. Our fight and our rights for freedom will never waver. Justice Breonna Taylor, salute Chuck and Flavor. Feel the same anger since Radio Raheem died. Black power to the people, push forward pride.
Fight the power like it's an octo. Born to fight, I made it off the block though. Thought he had a gun and he was black, that's the combo. The police killed George having a convo. They killed Malcolm X, they killed Dr. King. They gave us guns and dope, they wanna stop our kings. Trying to erase our history, stop and think. History class ain't tell us about Juneteenth. Cops don't give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, kill a nigga, he's a key, bro. Both living life on welfare. The last one who cared was Obamacare, round 12. Nose kinda bloody, gotta keep fighting. Trump through to North Korea, they respect violence. If you ain't trying to have your city on fire for some respect on our name, we come from gold and diamonds.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be. Elvis was a hero the most, but he never meant to me. You see, straight up racist and sucker was simple and plain. Cause I'm black and I'm proud, I'm ready, I'm hyper, I'm amped. Most of my heroes don't appear no stamp. Sample all look like you look and find nothing but Redding for 400 years if you check.
Don't worry, be happy.
Was a #1 jam. Damn if I said you could slap me right here. Get it.
Let's get this party started right.
Right on, come on. What we got to say? Power to the people, no delay. Make everybody see in order to fight the powers that be.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reginald Mathis, and rocking with me is my brother, Wildman Teddy T, a.k.a. Baron Theo Mound Builder, sir. What it do?
How you doing, everybody? What's going down?
It's going down today. It's going down for real. It is election season. So y'all know what that means. That means everybody got to get their lie hater blockers on because, you know what I mean? You go to church this weekend, boy, they going to be heavy. They going to be heavy.
How you doing, sister?
They going to be
God
heavy,
bless you.
bruh.
God bless you, sister.
They're going to be heavy, man.
Hey,
they gonna
brother,
be
what's
in
happening?
there. They're going to be in there, boy.
All right.
They're going to be remembering everything. You know, as my lady Sherelle said, everything I missed at home, they're going to be in there, remembering everything from soul food, from Amen, from every black church setting scene they've ever witnessed or experienced. Boy, they're going to be coming in trying to connect with the people. And, of course, making this thing do what it do is none other than my brother, Captain Kirk, man. I know he's still in mourning with Lieutenant Hoodoo. She done, passed away, and I know he not feeling his best. But, of course, brother DJ Newkirk, what it do, sir?
Good, my brother. We good.
Yeah.
Yes,
What'd you
sir.
do special for the lieutenant, man? What'd you do special for the lieutenant?
I didn't get a chance to go out there and do anything.
They didn't welcome you at our home going.
Nothing, man. They left me hanging.
They left you hanging.
Left me hanging, man.
It was like, no, you're not invited to the
I ain't pull
cookout.
up with the spaceship.
Yeah, you not invited to the cookout. You can't come. You can't come to the cookout. You're trying to get in there. Probably how Kevin Spacey, or not Kevin Spacey, but what's my man from The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston?
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, his heart was broken. Nah, you can't come.
Can't come.
You can't come, buddy.
Can't come.
You can't come to the cookout.
They put, like, what they did to Britney Spears' ex. He put up on him at the wedding or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they kicked him out. Called security, everything. I think they even called the police on him.
Wow.
They should have.
Yeah,
wow, bro. I just
He's
hear
getting
that.
married.
I just hear that Lenny Williams in the background. And I'm sure my man Kanye is on that right now too.
Oh yeah.
Cause do we care? But supposedly, she and Pete Davidson, aka Skeet Davidson, they done called it quits.
We knew that was gonna happen.
The thing is, bruh, seem like why he can't keep no lady, man. And I hear, what I'm saying.
Crazy,
I hear, he's supposedly all right downstairs. So you know what I mean. You funny, and you can make him hurt. You know what I mean? It seems like that's a nice combination. That seems like a nice combination.
But you got to understand that somewhere there's an irritation. You know what I'm saying? Either it's too big, too wide, too long, or too much. You know, because it's a lot of things, and you're dealing
Because he
with,
had a little Ariana Grande before, bro. He had a little Ariana Grande before.
Small girls take it.
and that was better. That was a better combination for him because, like,
She
anytime
probably
you with
was like, man, I can't do this for life. I can't.
Anytime you're with a Kardashian, you know it's for a period of time. It's not going to be for a long time. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, because you saw the last little meme where it's just like, let's go take a shower. He boom out of here. It seemed like he knew. But bruh was doing too much. You getting her kids tattooed on you, bruh? Like, where they do that at?
Did you see he got the I hate you tattoo of Kanye? I hate you, Kanye tattoo.
All that is too much.
That's
man.
too much.
All
Yeah.
that is like
That's
He got
too much.
Kim on him and stuff.
he ain't even supposed to get caught up in their setup. He's just supposed to come, get in the Y, have fun, and leave. If he can get some accessories or whatever, trade some,
Yeah, have us send out a couple tweets.
That's it.
For
man.
your latest project. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
let her put you on.
They was together for like 9 months. They said.
Yeah.
That was a long time for Kim too.
Hey,
She was married for one day.
to the ball player.
Right.
To a ball
To a
player.
ball player.
When she
I
woke
understand
up,
she make a mistake with a broke nigga. She was like, "Oh, I made a mistake.
Right.
It's over."
Yeah, so
But dude was good at
he
money.
just must be too clingy, and
Yeah, probably
and
that.
Just he probably was there on every tackle. He was there on every tackle. Hey, where you going? You picking up the groceries? She's like, I got it. He's like, no, I just want to help. I got it.
I got it. Sometimes you need some
got
time
it.
apart. You know what I'm saying?
I got it. So, we'll see, man. Maybe her and Kanye will get back together. Maybe they soulmates.
that's the other
That's
part
true.
that's going on, that they've gotten back together. It's like they.
Oh, they have.
That's
Okay.
that's what the rumor.
The rumors.
Has
Well, I
been
mean,
saying
bruh,
this whole time.
you done carried, a female done carried 3 children to term, and you mean to tell me there's no
Nothing
interest
there.
in reconciling? If she had no interest in reconciling with this man, then that she's a pimp.
Yeah.
She's a pimp.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're a pimp.
That's it.
You're a pimp. Okay, once this happens, I'm out.
Done.
Because it's like, oh,
One and
you know
done.
what I mean? It's because otherwise, it's like, okay, people break up, make up, get back together, go, and she done hurt him, and he already like, yo, you done hurt me, and I'm still ready for you.
Very
I'm still
vulnerable.
now. I done got my stuff together. You done got your stuff together. Now let's go ahead and be friends, or let's go ahead and rekindle. Because we got these children. We got these children that we got to raise. So, you know what?
That matters.
That's enough of that, man. We got a serious show today. We got a lot going on. I saw the press conference yesterday where Sleepy Joe seems to be, I ain't going to say he seems to be awake, but it seems like everything is happening, you know, right before these midterms to let you know that, you know, he riding a wave right now. He just got the Veteran Affairs bill, you know, that my man John from the John Daly, he shamed everybody. John Daly shamed everybody in D.C. a few weeks ago. Okay, excellent. Thank you. John Daly shamed everybody because he was saying like the initial bill passed bipartisan like 84 to 14. And then when it finally came back, most of the Republicans in the Senate like stood in the way, and bruh just went off. He went on a media storm, bruh, that they just came back and boom, got that passed. And then the inflation relief package, you know, basically the Joe Manchin co-presidency with Kirsten Sinema, the co-presidents, the triumphant, like in old Rome. You know, we ruled by 3, because if Manchin didn't say yay and if Sinema didn't say yay, like this wasn't going to happen. Even Bernie Sanders, who a few weeks ago, he was on a tirade running around just talking about how, you know, Manchin, it's like he was challenging him to a versus, a celebrity death match. You know, he running around just mad at Manchin, but not using common sense. Like, okay, if you don't have Manchin, what do you think you would get out of West Virginia? Place that Trump won by 30 points. What do you think is going to come out of West Virginia? So he was able to get protections for the fossil fuel industry, but also they was able to, you know, invest in climate change. The issue that I don't like, bruh, is with this legislation, they are going to hire 86,000 IRS workers. 86,000. So if you didn't get touched by the PPP people, the PPP popos, the PPP police, get ready. Get ready, because with 86,000, an army of
They just
IRS
basically
agents,
going after them.
who knows? But, you know, the returns, bro, they so far behind right now. Like on tax returns and audits and the whole nine, it's just, you know, it's just out there. So, you know, that, what else they gonna do? The 86,000 IRS agents, like what else they gonna do? So you got that going on.
That's a lot.
Yeah, you got that going on, and then you have, you know, just came out that John Bolton, former national security advisor, man, it was a hit for $500,000 on his head. And you like, okay, John Bolton, $500,000, that's a nice amount, you know. Especially, you know, you can go get somebody out of the beans for about $1,500 to 5 racks. So, you know, you might feel okay about that. But then you turn around and say, well, Mike Pompeo, it was $1 million on his head. So I think John Bolton got to be feeling a kind of a way right now. Why is he worth twice than me? But Iran, bro, they are not taking it lightly. You know, when we killed that general, they are not taking it lightly, bro. They've been on it. Remember, they sent the missile, and we tried to downplay it, you know, but it's like, yo, this thing exploded, and there were people there. There were soldiers there. And then it was just saying, like, oh, like, they had these concussions, and they had all this stuff going on. Like, yeah, them folks from Iran wasn't playing when they bombed us. You know, they straight up bombed us. And so they not done yet. Like, they straight up bounties. So you got that going on, and so your man Sleepy Joe done rose up to 40% in the poll. He done rose up to 40%, but he riding high. He riding high. He been below 40 for 6 months.
He looked like a clone today. Looked, his hair was good.
Oh no, that's what he, bruh.
He looked fresh, man. I looked at him. I said, "Dang, Sleepy looked fresh today. His eyes was up. He had that. Hey,
You know, the first lady give him somebody every few months.
He had that.
You know,
he had that glow.
yeah. So you doing well. You doing well, Joe. You doing well, Joe. You doing well, Joe. So we shall see what's going on with that, man. So gas, man, is under $4 for the first time in 6 months.
I actually saw 309.
Wow,
Okay, 309.
Well, I'm surprised it wasn't no drive-bys around 309, bro. Trying to get up in that.
You know, I just think it's people feel comfortable. Like I was getting gas the other day, and a lady came in. She bought $15. Some people bought $20. It's like now that extra is not necessary no more. And then people started to realize how they waste a lot of gas too during this time period. Like you really know how much gas you need to move around, and anything extra is
bro.
extra.
This just jumping in the car to go any and everywhere, bro. Walk or do something else, man, because it makes you appreciate things more in terms of where you got to go and what you got to do.
Yep.
So hopefully we can keep up the momentum, good for the country, and we're in this political season, y'all, and coming to you guys is Vice Mayor Reggie Leon. Okay, bam, we got him right here. Perfect timing. Perfect timing, man. We got Vice Mayor of the City of Miami Gardens, Reggie Leon, friend of the show. Welcome to Ask Mathis, good man. They want you to unmute your phone and put your phone in landscape, you say? Turn it sideways. Ba-bam. There we go. Out there on the grind, is that what it is, Vice Mayor?
Yes, sir. I'm here live at early voting right now. So just so everybody know, early voting started on Monday. It runs until next Sunday. This week's hours is from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday is 8 to 4. And then on next Monday, it's from 11 to 7. And then on weekends, it goes back from 8 to 4.
Okay, and so if we got the vote by mail, we can just go drop it off now. Are we in the drop-off period yet, Vice Mayor?
You can drop that off right behind the library. So at every early voting site, they have some signage showing where you can drop off. And there's like a little drive up. You just drop it off and keep going.
Yeah, man. So welcome again to Ask Mathis Show. Okay. All right. You're going to have to do a new link?
Yeah, I was trying to make him a bigger thing.
Okay, we having a little technical issues, and I know he probably trying to get back on the other jump, but y'all bear with us, man. Y'all know what it is. Okay, y'all know what it is. Guys got the link. Got Newkirk. I'm sending this back to Brother Leon right now.
Pre-voting is able to go on right now, so everybody out there, make sure you get out there.
Pre-vote.
Get your pre-voting going on. If you got your ballots in, get out there. This is the time where you want to take the time, because this is where you put the people in that represent the people. So this is where y'all need to pay attention. Don't worry about the football just yet. NBA, of course.
Yo, when is the Hall of Fame game? That shit
It already
coming up.
happened, man.
No way.
Yeah, 2 weeks last Thursday.
So we getting real close.
Today, there's 5 football games on today, Friday,
No.
Saturday. Like all the games start now.
College or pro?
NFL
preseason?
preseason games.
Wow, where I been?
Preseason
Okay, we
games.
got Vice Mayor of City of Miami Gardens, Reggie Leon, back on here, man. He was just telling us about early voting. Make sure everybody get out there and vote, brother. So,
Man, listen, local elections are so important. The Strong Arm family realized that some time ago, and they've always been supporters of Miami Gardens and this local election. But it's all about making sure that you got people in the right positions that understand the importance of community growth, community development, and know exactly what community looks like. Because if you don't put the right people in office, man, this could be a critical situation for all of us, especially when it comes to your local level.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Vice Mayor Leon, I've listened to a lot. I listen to a lot of political ads, a lot of political advertisements. So I see we have one individual who's running, who's, basically, I would say, talking down on City of Miami Gardens and the crime and all this other stuff. And I'm looking at Miami Gardens, and I'm looking at Formula One, and I'm looking at the tennis, and I'm looking at Rolling Loud. I've never seen, of course, the Super Bowl. I've never seen Miami Gardens flourish like this. What do you have to say to those haters?
Man, listen, man, haters gonna hate, right? So at the end of the day, we have to be in a place that we're taking advantage of all of these things that's going on in our city. So right now, with the growth of Formula One, with the tennis, those things have sparked development like none other. So now we have hotels busting our door down to get here. Right. And we're able to, once they get here, we're able to put a resort tax on them so we can keep some of those dollars back to Miami Gardens. What Formula One came and did, it gave us opportunities to expose some of our businesses on a national level. Lewis Hamilton was the only black F1 driver. Mm-hmm. This guy was excited. He's not from here, but to be in Miami Gardens and the diversity. He mentioned that on his team of 2,000 people to run his car, he's the only black person. So we've been able to, and you volunteer with me on the 100 Black Men. So it's all about the kids and what y'all doing, an amazing program, an amazing job with the football program and that stuff that you're doing over there, interns at the radio station. These are giving our kids an opportunity not only to be athletes, but to be engineers, research and STEM. These are creating major opportunities. Sound engineering, you got Rolling Loud, which is looking to give internships on contract law, internships on engineering sound stages and things like that. And that's coming, and they only want to mess with Miami Gardens.
Right.
They don't want nobody else. They only want Northern and Carroll City students.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you've been, from the ground up, working in the community and deciding to get involved. So, what made you take that transition? Because as you said, we've been volunteering for years. I think we came in the 100 Black Men together. I think we
did actually.
I think we came in together, and how you was able to, integrate, your day job into what we were doing. So I know how you were able to transition, with the city. You came in, you volunteered, and the next thing you know, we talk about the Thanksgiving food drive, and the partnership with UPS. That's you, able to, deliver all these boxes, and the numbers keep going up. I think we did 2,000 this year, and so I know what you can do. I know what you've done. So, seeing you transition, but what made you decide to, put yourself out there and let the people vote for you? Like that's a step, bro. I'm watching you, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just, kind of looking at put my toe in, and I'm watching you because I feel like if you could do it, then I might can do it one day, no time soon, but one day.
Man, anybody can do it. Let me tell you, I'm born right here down the street from where I'm at the library right now, but I went to Crestview Elementary School. When I was in elementary school, I came from a single parent home, just me and my mom and my two sisters, no male. I had to pick a guy in my neighborhood named Mr. Floyd. I picked him as a father figure because I saw he was supporting his family. So even in school, they put us in a small class. They told us we were learning disabled. When it comes time to when we really found out we weren't learning disabled, we were just bored. So we started doing other things, and we laugh every time because I got one of my classmates that was in the same class with me. She's a doctor.
Wow.
Running 5 schools, and we go back. We actually go to the same church, so we laugh. But It started early. NAACP Youth Council, I was a member. I'm a strong advocate for NAACP Youth Council. Then when I got on at UPS, I realized, I went out there when I was a freshman at Florida Memorial, just playing around. And I saw the opportunity there because everybody's not going to go to college, right?
Right.
So we got to keep that 100. So I saw at UPS, these boys making $80,000 to deliver packages. But they wasn't giving people like me and you an opportunity. And I got into management, and it was like, Reggie, man, this guy's a piece of shit. This guy's a piece of shit. You got to fire him. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that, man. Everybody you said is a piece of shit is black. Why is that? And so our employees don't see when we at these boardrooms fighting for them. So then I started volunteering at the park. That's when Martin was at Scott Lake. I was on his board. And Christmas was coming. And I'm like, man, I'm going to make sure these people in Miami Gardens get these jobs at UPS. So I set up there under the tent, and I just recruited people that looked like me to come work for UPS. And it started from there. And now I can tell you that UPS has opened up a $123 million facility in Miami Gardens.
Wow.
Right now.
Wow.
Less than a year old.
Wow, that's what it is, man. You got to get involved, and I think that's the take from Vice Mayor Leon, man. He says everybody get involved, and everybody has to take responsibility and be accountable, for what's going on around them. This whole mantra of murder gardens versus Miami Gardens and Carol City, that I know that's something that you guys work hard to distance you guys from, and you mentioned STEM, and I know former Mayor Gilbert, with his program, I remember going to one of his State of the City addresses, and he was talking about, some of the programs that he was implementing, and the fact that so many world-renowned musicians and artists are from Miami Gardens. Like, of course we know about Flo Rida, of course we knew about Rick Ross, but Teddy T had a 2-time Grammy Award winning trombonist. What's his name? Mr. Saunders? Saunders from Miami Gardens. And Ted Lucas of Slip and Slide. He came in and said it's from Carol City, man. So what's in the water in Carol City, bro?
And we got Jo Marie Payton Noble, the mother from Family Matters.
Family Matters.
We got actresses here. We got one of Obama's first black administrators. He lives right here. And it's so funny. Going door to door, we got some new gated communities that we built. And you see people are really coming home, man. People that I went to school with that are doctors and lawyers, they're now, making it stay home. They're like, where I live at, I don't have access to my elected officials.
Right.
I may not go to Studio 183. What's up, man? I may not go to Studio 183 and see my elected officials and can tell them what I'm going through, and they get a resolution for me the next morning. All that stuff, it may seem small, but that's a big deal.
No, it's very important. I remember, rest in peace, Commissioner Doran Rowe. And, whenever I go to my homie's place, the Rangers, Commissioner Rowe would be right outside all the time, under the tree. You know where to find him. You know where to come in there. You can, talk to your elected officials. And that's what it is, man. Everybody sees that Miami Gardens is on the move, and we need to continue to support Miami Gardens. They need to continue to support Vice Mayor Leon, bro. I just knew that we were on the mayoral campaign, but what made you say I'm gonna fall back on that, bro? Because I was...
Well, right now, our mayor's doing a wonderful job. We got a wonderful team in place, and, everybody plays their role. And our mayor isn't up yet. So what happens is this year is odd seats. I mean, this year is even seats, and in 2 years is odd seats. So that way they structured the council so that you would never have all new people at one time. So our mayor, actually, Rodney Harris, is doing an amazing job. He has another term in him. So we're going to make sure that brother get to finish his term before anything else.
Okay.
And that's what we got to stay strong about in the black community, man. I was telling somebody the other day, we only got North Dade County, North Miami Beach, North Miami, Miami Gardens, and we're trying to hold on to Opelika. Yeah. And if we continue to fight each other for these 20 seats, somebody else going to slip in here while we continue to fight each other. So if your brother's doing a good job, man, it's okay being behind him.
Okay, but thanks for that information, because we definitely support Mayor Harris, and Mayor Harris is definitely an ally. So I'm glad to hear that. So definitely we'll make sure that we support you. And how can the people support you? And remember, we're talking not only today live, but on Sunday, this goes on video mix at 11 a.m. and is broadcast, throughout. So give your contact information, your website, Cash App, whatever methods, we can donate to your campaign, please.
Okay, I'll send you the link. That way y'all can put it up. I don't have a website. It's local politics. So we try to save every dime and keep it in the ground. To be honest, and like I was telling the people out here now, the polls are very slow. We got to get people out here. But what I did, because when we raise money, we able to stimulate the economy. So I told the people, we're not going to send nobody home, man. They depended on these little jobs for the next 2 weeks. So we're making sure that we support them. They coming from all over, man. They catching a bus, some of them catching Uber. And, we got to spend the campaign money, so we're going to make sure that we employ them. This is a time where we can directly stimulate our own economy, helping people out. But I need you to vote for Reggie Leon. My punch number is 142. If you know anybody that live in Andover, Norland, Coconut Cay, Norwood, Lake Lucerne, I need your support. I got Calder. Rich is the general manager at Calder. Rich is a brother who's from the neighborhood. A lot of people don't know that. The CEO of Calder is a brother who's from Carroll City.
Wow.
Doing this thing over there. Rich knows that there was a problem in Lake Lucerne with one way in, one way out. Rich came up with $14 million to get us an additional exit out of Lake Lucerne. That's going to take the people to county line. So these are the relationships that we have.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you may run up on Rich in the street and not even know he's the CEO, but that's our culture.
Yes.
You spoke about how Doran Rowe was sitting in the front of the spot.
Yeah,
that's
under the tree.
Culture.
Yeah, under the tree.
And we still working for our people.
Amen. That's what it is, man. We got, Vice Mayor Reggie Leon, City of Miami Gardens here, man. It's election season, and we definitely got to do our part, man, because we often talk about what's going on in the national level, but it all moves from the local level. Like, at the local level, as we had the brother from D-Land, the commissioner who was on the show from D-Land the other day, what he says the difference between the national and the state and the local is with the local, somebody gonna come knocking on your door saying, hey, these lights are out on my street, or they around here doing this. Like you can't just go holler at DeSantis like that. You can't really do that. He's you probably wouldn't want to, but you couldn't do it anyway. But Reggie Leon, as he said, he's visible. He's out there. You can go in there and have lunch with him or dinner with him at Studio 183. Like, give him your concerns. And when it's time to, stand up, he's going to stand up for you as well. Now it's time for us to stand up for him. And, as I told him, what's the max you could donate to the campaign?
$1,000 the max per person.
Okay, so that we get off the air right now, you will have my $1,000, and Freezies and Flows, is on the way. But you will have mine as soon as we get off this program, because we need. I
appreciate that.
No, brother.
If you want to follow me on IG and see some of the things that we're doing in the city, man, it's Reggie A. Leon on Instagram, and we got programs to take care of our parents. I realize that we got a lot of seniors here, man. These houses worth so much money. Don't get rid of your mama house. They're worth $400,000-$500,000. Please do not get rid of your mom's house. If your parents are old and getting sickly, come see us. We got plans and programs to help you so you don't lose your mother's house. We also have beautification programs, man. We're giving away $3,500 per house for our senior citizens, helping them repaint and do some light refurbishing work. We're taking care of our people. They take care of us. We got to take care of them.
Man,
and that's why it's important.
And that's beautiful. That's beautiful, Teddy. And as I say, man, when you're talking about, officials, elected officials that look like you and I, and that want to engage and that want to know your input, this is what it is. You don't get more access than this. You know, somebody you can hit on their cell phone, you can text them, and they're going to hit you back. They're going to be on the scene. They're going to show up. And these things that he's talking about as far as what's best for the community as opposed to Blair Underwood and his character. Remember Blair Underwood and his character in the Old West where he was the marshal and he was sitting there, you know, buying up everybody's deeds, you know, because he knew the train was coming through. Brother Leon is telling you just the opposite. He's like, don't give up these homes. These homes are worth $400,000 or $500,000. Come to the city. Let us help you. Let us help you, you know, keep these homes. Don't give them up. I remember in Deerfield where my grandfather was, I get a call from, full circle, I get a call from Sylvia Portier, one of the, you know, original commissioners in Deerfield Beach. She gives me a call, I want to say in the early 2000s. She says, Reggie, get up here right now. Your granddaddy is around here trying to give away one of his properties for $25,000. Get up here right now. And I go up there, and true enough, and what Reggie said, she said. So that means, you know, the fact that we can bring up the spirit of Sylvia Portier lets me know that this is, you know, this is God. Because when I get up there, you know, she's saying, man, just the dirt around here is going for $50,000. Just the dirt, you know, and your grandfather got all this stuff right here. We ended up that same land that my grandfather was going to sell for $25,000, we sold for $440,000. Just a, you know, a little plot of land because that commissioner thought enough of my grandfather to call. I'm down in Miami, but she thought enough to call me. My grandfather passed at 97. He may have been about 91, 92 at the time. And she was like, no, because he had gone to her as his commissioner to notarize this quitclaim deed. She said, what is your grandson's number? And she called me and we saved that. So the fact that I hadn't thought of that in over 20 years until I just heard it from you. So I know this is divinely inspired. So Vice Mayor Leon, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to say? And then I'm going to have Teddy and then Newkirk, and then we appreciate you. I know you got work to do. Teddy?
No, I mean, I just, you know, thank God for what's going on with the information that you're able to give people. And, you know, I got some things I want to bring to you, but it'll be on a later date. But make sure you get out to vote. That's the main thing I want to make people understand.
Newkirk?
Hey, it was great having you on the show. I look forward to meeting you in person and continue doing a great job you're doing now. Yes, sir.
Vice Mayor, any last words?
And I want to thank you, Flo, Freezy, Teddy, Newkirk, for the work that you're doing, man. You guys have literally came back to the hood that everybody grew up in and built the empire and showing us how to use our empire to keep our city going, man. And I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for the work that you're doing with our kids, just all the way around. I appreciate that.
That's what it is. You know, we got the 13U national champion, you know, and Lee Prince. We got 2 golds and 1 silver. They just came back from the Junior Olympics, man. So we bringing more to the city.
Definitely. And people may think about it as football, but you're also creating discipline in those kids. You teach them teamwork at the same time. Those are lifelong tools that they're gonna take with them.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a president out of Carol City. We're gonna get a president of the U.S. out of Carol City, man, because it's just too many resources that's you know given into these children, that's invested into these children, and for the folks that invested in us, the people that invested in me, the Boys Club, the church, you know, in your case, the NAACP. You know, Mr. Dorsey, you said? Or you said Mr. Dorsey was down the street growing up? Or was it Mr. Floyd? Mr. Floyd. Yeah, I knew a cat named Floyd Dorsey. That's why my mind worked. So that's why I was saying Dorsey. Mr. Floyd down the street, man. You invest in these kids, it's going to be a return. It's going to be a return. it will be a return. Like we've seen it. We've seen it. I know it's the case. And Miami Gardens is a work that you can see it, man. You can literally see the transformation on a daily basis. You know, I went to law school with the general counsel, Sonia Knighton Dickens. You know, she's a Spelman grad, a University of Miami School of Law grad. She's a phenomenal attorney. And then Nicole Dixon, who's, you know, the attorney for the police department. I went to law school with her as well. You know, so I know some phenomenal people that they have working in Miami Gardens. And they let you know that, you know, black people can do anything, you know, if given the resources. And that's what it seems that Miami Gardens is doing. They're getting the resources. Now we need the people to invest in themselves. Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. And
so
one time for the brothers up on Making South Park, man. Rude.
All right. It's all good. Y'all just coming off y'all conclave, so I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. All right. Yeah, man. So that's Vice Mayor Reggie Leon. Y'all make sure, man, y'all donate because it takes dollars. It takes dollars, man, to make it happen. And we definitely want to keep him, you know, on the commission because he's doing something, man. He makes us proud. And that, like he said, man, you pull up at Studio 183 and you can find your commissioner there. You know, where can you say that? Like, where can you really say that, you know, except for here? So one thing, Teddy, man, I saw something very, very interesting, man. You know, I've been researching. You know, Teddy, you plant these seeds, and then I go to researching, man, you know, just to see. And I told you, man, like I wasn't just, you know, giving lip service to, you know, wanting to know more and discover more and see what it is, but the Yamasi, you know, so I saw this whole YouTube this morning while I was doing my little workout, you know, on the Yamasi and this lecture on the Yamasi and how in South Carolina, you know, how, you know, a lot of the, when Teddy said, bro, he just said so casually that, you know, it's like, man, whatever. But it keep in the back. And then, you know, after doing this over time, it's like, you know, I don't just write it off. I started looking it up. But I was just so interested to learn about the Yamasi and it confirmed a lot of the stuff that you were saying as far as, you know, between 700 and 1492 when Columbus, you know, came to not even the United States, but America. So we give this man credit when he didn't even make it to, you know, the United States. You know, he in Haiti and Dominican Republic and Hispaniola, but he get credit for the whole thing. But in this lecture that I saw, it was looking at the agricultural report. They had the agricultural report, you know, in the U.S. Senate, and it was from 1901, and it was just referring to the census that had occurred of like 1870, and was just saying like how people got lost because it wasn't really until that latter census after slavery that, you know, black folks started being counted. Because before that, you know, we really would, you know, from watching one of my favorite shows with Professor Gates, you know, we were pretty much, you had to find us in a will where we had been, and they wouldn't even often have our names. It would just have like 3 kids and the ages and, you know, female, male, and the ages, and wouldn't have names and stuff like that. And so it wasn't until like 1870, I believe, that when they did that census, but they were saying that in this report, they acknowledged in South Carolina that there were black aborigines, is what they called them, black aborigines who had not come over on, you know, as part of the slave trade. And many had just, you know, become, you know, basically just got lumped in with, Native Americans, but when it was time for the census, they were just Negroes, so he wasn't even sure. It kind of got caught. But it was saying how the Yamasi, and just what you were saying, Teddy, as far as the fights and the wars, and that they were saying that they had defeated the British Army, and it wasn't until there were defections and other Aboriginal people who started fighting, and then folks started making their way down south, and that, what you said as well, as far as the Seminoles, many are descendants of the Yamasi, and the Seminoles just means runaway.
That's it.
There was no whatever. It was
National
just
people.
it was just y'all. That's your enemy. They our enemy. Y'all come on. And it was just I was on that this morning, bro, and I couldn't wait till I got here, man, just so I could tell y'all, man. Sometimes I know y'all think I be getting Teddy head. It's just because like when you consider yourself a learned individual and you come in there and then you have like new information and new things coming to grips, it's hard. We got to kind of shake it off. And I'm hoping that many of you viewers, listeners, what have you, can shake it off and begin to learn more about our people, because it's way more complicated. It's way more complicated than they made us feel. Like, even me, I was very Afrocentric, but I was very Afrocentric in that, coming from Africa, getting in here and last name Mathis, meaning that we was on somebody's plantation and whatever happened.
But actually, it doesn't, because Mathis comes from Choctaw. Like, you come from Mississippi, that's all Choctaw. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people, it's like, that's the one thing that they did between our last names. You got Jones, Johnson, Wilson, Jackson. These are all names that are registered as indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's over 30 names that's in the whole set. So it's like you got to kind of uneducate yourself to learn
Carter
these
G.
things.
Woodson's Miseducation of the Negro. We knew it. We knew there was a miseducation, but to actually, see it, man, and not feel so, I'm a learned guy. You can't, man. You gotta let those things go in order to truly be free and to truly, understand, so that we can bring it to our people, so that they can, understand. But it's way more complicated than they say. So, you got anything on that? I was gonna.
Just the fact that that's what happened with, like, when they talk about the Underground Railroad, the first real Underground Railroad was the fact that King Charles of Spain, he was a Moor, and he was a part of the Holy Roman Empire, and he said that if any slaves came to Florida and they became Catholics, they could be free.
And that was the case until Spain gave it up. And then when Spain gave up Florida, they basically like, well, we can't protect you, and then the folks cleared it.
Yep. The other one was
that was the my man's liquor
Mose.
whiskey, Fort Mose.
And then the other one was called Fort Negro, which became Rosewood. Remember the movie Rosewood?
Yeah, when they all rolled out or got kicked out.
Fort Negro was put there after War of 1812 because the Cimarrones once again fought with the English. And after that, they left the Fort Negro there, but all the other plantations and people got real nervous, so they called Andrew Jackson in to
Old Hickory,
Fort Negro, which became the start of the Seminole War. Like, a lot of Caribbeans like to say, well, the Americans have never had a slave revolt, but we've had a slave revolt, which was the Seminole War. The Seminole War, the main general said, this is not an Indian war, this is a Negro war. Hence, Dade Massacre here that happened in Miami. The Dade Massacre, it was over 100 different soldiers they had that were United States troops, and they were defeated in Miami. And that's why Miami is a statistical area. The whole state is unincorporated, so it's not really underneath the federal government. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different things that they've had to hide. Like, that's why now it's called Miami-Dade County, and it's an incorporation because there's no real setup besides Coconut Grove for the city of Miami.
Well, the city of Miami was incorporated in 1896, and 200 of the original incorporators were black, mostly who worked on the railroad.
It was great.
But
Like Florida is really a totally black colony from Pensacola, St. Augustine to Miami. It was the first black colony in the first cities in the United States were in Florida.
that's what it is, man. So my man Governor DeSantis again appoints Judge Renatha Francis to Florida Supreme Court. If you guys remember, he tried to appoint her earlier, and there was some backlash because she was not eligible. Like, you have to be a practicing attorney for 10 years, and she had not met that criteria, and there was some backlash. And I was like, that was a genius move on his part to nominate somebody that he knew couldn't get in, to make somebody challenge him. So she was challenged by an African-American legislator, who was fighting for diversity, but was like, oh, I can't I can't in good conscience support this move when it's an illegal move. So I was like, wow, that was a genius move on the part of DeSantis. He probably didn't want it anyway, but turned around and he reappointed her. As I said, Governor DeSantis is an evil genius. You got to give him credit for what he's doing. As he's unleashing these commercials. If you see his political commercials that's coming in with him reading all the letters, all the fan mail from kids and other people, saying like, keep doing what you're doing, keep fighting for us. So he got people that's rocking with him, but it just seems like, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, and I just wanted to segue into, the challenge to Judge Francis by the legislator, the black female legislator, basically saying nobody is above the law. And does that not sound familiar? Does that not sound like what's going on right now with the raid at Mar-a-Lago? Basically, folks are like, hey, he just took a couple trinkets. It's like taking some towels and some soap from your hotel room, taking a Bible out of your hotel room. Come on. And then you got other folks saying, well, he declassified the information, before he took it or whatever. It's all speculation, which he could end that speculation by just coming out saying, here's the warrant. This is what they said. This is what they took, because they have to give you an inventory of all that stuff. But instead, you just got folks saying lock and load. This means war, and all these different incendiary
to tell
things.
What happened? Like, they just say it just. Any other time when it happens, it wasn't this big spectacle the way they're making it.
And
when
what
they ran
about
up in Giuliani's? When they ran up in
Eastman? They just took Eastman's cell phone a couple weeks ago.
Right.
So, the stuff is happening in real time.
And it happens in the hood all the time.
It happens in the hood.
And usually you got to shut down the business, right?
All the time. And
if it was a hotel that a brother owned, when that whole hotel be shut down?
You already know. They came to Studio 183 and shut us down on a Thursday until we got it back up. So they don't have no problem with that.
This is the second time that they've actually went to Mar-a-Lago. They went in
There
January.
you go.
And got documents, and this is another time they got documents. 14 or 15 boxes they already got, and then once they got those boxes, there was an informant. There was an informant who said, they didn't get it all. They didn't get it all.
He said, what you mean? It's like, go take a look at it. And they know where it's at.
They had the lady that showed where his particular suite was, where his office was, and then he had a private room. So, because Mar-a-Lago is so big, and it's so many different rooms there, but he has his own
over
section.
100.
Yeah, but they said that he had the stuff in the basement.
No, it was like a private room, a part where it was like the basement.
It was like the basement in Florida?
This is the lower room. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because you have his office, his suite, and then there's like a little lower room. Like if you go to the beach and the cabanas, they have the lower rooms and the different cabanas in the back that are up high. So it's the same thing.
Yeah. It's just he having a bad day. As much as we started this show saying Sleepy Joe is having a good week, boy, having a bad week. Because yesterday in the case with Letitia James, the Attorney General in New York, she on him for the for his taxes and for his businesses and litigation they got going on up there. So yesterday he had to go to a deposition, which he was been fighting that tooth and nail, but he had to go sit down. And when he sat down, he ended up pleading the fifth. So he got bombarded all day yesterday with all the clips of him saying what it means to plead the fifth. That means you're hiding something. He said the mob guys plead the fifth. That's what they do. You go in there and plead the fifth. What do you have to hide? Now he comes out there rationalizing and says, oh, I know the answer to that now. When you got a witch hunt and all this other stuff, and then they're going to, go after everybody in your family and everybody that was cool with you. But this man got a rationale for everything, man. Like, folks don't have Trump fatigue yet. Then he got, Giuliani. The judge gave him to the 17th. Say, if you need to get on the Greyhound bus, you better jump on it now.
Train,
Bruh.
Plane, automobile. They said they
So
don't
you
care.
better jump on it now if you need to get down, because you needs to be here in front of the grand jury on the 17th. I don't care nothing about your health, none of that. On the 17th, dog,
He just gonna walk in.
you got to be down there. He gonna come in there like Michael. He gonna come in there like Michael Jackson with the court, with the judge is like, man, you better get up in here. And Michael Jackson went in there with his PJs on, pajamas for some of you who don't know about PJs, sleeping clothes. Yeah, so bruh just having a hard time right now. He's having a hard time, but he still got these zealots out there. My thing is Merrick Garland, who's the attorney general, and then you have Ray, who's over the FBI, who Ray was nominated by Trump. So
He got
so
the other
it's
one
kind
out
of
there
hard.
to put him in.
You kind of hard to point it at
it's
Biden
kind of
if
hard.
that was your guy.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. When Ray is like, it is what it is. Ray is coming off as a straight shooter, and the thing is, bro, when are we just gonna get back to just straight shooters, man? Like, when we just gonna get back to straight shooters? And then I saw a statistic with the 10 Republicans that voted to impeach Trump. He done got rid of 8 of them. He done got rid of 8 of them. 3 of them retired, and 6 of them lost. And the last one next week is the big fish, Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney, and she's getting more popular nationally than she is at the crib, bruh. So, she's basically just saying, hey, let history be the judge. Let history be the judge. But, folks
You gonna
just
get her
not.
out of there?
Folks, yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Went against the wrong
Yeah,
man.
bro, did you see the guy running for agriculture secretary? I saw his ad. He emboldened putting an ad in Miami. A straight country panhandle type dude, some sheriff. I mean, everybody that know me need a farmer to be over the head of agriculture. And I got an endorsement of Trump. I got an endorsement of DeSantis. He just straight up. I'm like, wow, bro. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a commercial like that in South Florida, bro. It's like people don't even waste the money to come down here like that. But
See, in Kentucky or Northern Florida, hard.
right, maybe Orlando, even Jacksonville, Pensacola, Fort Walton Beach. Man, this dude put it on the airway here for agriculture secretary, man. So it's a new day that's going on, man, and we don't want to get out of here without giving a shout out to Serena Williams, who's announced her retirement after the U.S. Open. I think she will go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, female tennis player, champion, of all time. But, salute to her. And, she was like J-Lo, her butt took on a whole character, all of its own. I heard J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, had her behind insured by Lloyd's in London. And I would not be surprised if Serena to not do the same.
I know Tina Turner did it with her legs. It was like $2 million a leg. Or
Nice investment. And you would say, as far as Serena goes, man, I think she was rumored with Shaq at one time, LeVar Arrington, the former linebacker for the Washington Redskins back in the day, Drake. It seems like she done conquered a few people.
Wild Man Teddy T.
I hooked up with Memphis Bleak.
Oh, he hooked up with, okay.
Okay. Okay, so, we wish her well. She got plenty of bread, and she could do what she want to do. And, I think she want to go and raise her family.
That's it.
Her daughter's 5 now. I wouldn't be surprised if her daughter ends up, being a champion, being a tennis player, because who better to teach her the ropes than somebody that's gone through the ropes? Like, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to have some lawyers, whether they be from my bloodline or just kids that I'm in touch with, simply because I tell them what it is. I didn't know I had to go and discover the path on my own. And once I discovered the path on its own, it's like, I got no problem, no issue conveying that knowledge, bro, because you can't take it with you. Why would you want to? If you come from a perspective of love, like, why would you want to? Why wouldn't you want to see the people do better than you? Like, that's the thing, bro. Like, I don't understand when people who they don't want people to do better than them.
Sickness. Those are the diseased people. Those are the people that are at dis-ease.
Yeah, man. But that's all I got, man. Newkirk telling us we got to wrap it up, man. Anything you need to say, Newkirk, before we up out of here, bro?
Man, check out Behind Backstage Saturday here on Strong Gun Radio, man, 5 o'clock.
And we'd like to commemorate today is hip-hop, National Hip-Hop Day. Kool Herc kicked off the party August 11th, 1973. So we're going to go out like this.
To the hip hop, the hip me to the hip hop. You don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogity beat. Now what you hear is